Hey guys, Andy Prepper here. Another knife review on the Gerber Bear Grylls line of blades. This is obviously the Bear Grylls folding sheath knife, which I think is a tremendous little everyday knife and general purpose style blade. Like I've said with the rest of the Gerber Bear Grylls line, every last one of these items is not a massive survival tool that you're going to beat to death in any kind of climate or environment. So, like I said in the previous videos, I want to kind of dispel those rumors. The Bear Grylls line from Gerber is great stuff. Some of it is field use, heavy use type gear. A lot of it is not. That's just a false impression out there. But this folding knife is great. I like it for the price. Runs about 25 bucks these days. I think I paid about 30 for this or so. It's great. It's fine. It's not the best knife I've ever owned, but it's perfectly decent for its intended purposes. So, let's go over the stats on it. Obviously, 25 bucks or so is the standard price out there. Might be able to find a little cheaper, a little more, just depending on where you buy the thing. But online, when I got it from wherever I picked up this thing, it was about 25 bucks or so. Overall, the weight of the blade itself here is 4.3 ounces, so notably heavier than our little standard pocket folder, which was 2.4 ounces, but still relatively light. With the sheath, overall, it's 5.3 ounces. Length of the blade here is going to be 8.5 inches total open length, and the closed is 4.9, so there you go. Decent little blade, nothing wrong with it, gonna get the job done. We'll talk about the blade here in a second. The blade is 3.6 inches long, which compared to the little standard little pocket folder, the Scout knife, which is 3.3. So 3.6 versus 3.3. I think it makes a notable difference with that little increase in blade. So let's just lay those two side by side. There you go. Let me move it up a little bit so you can see it in the camera a little bit better. The grip is obviously beefier on this one, which is going to be a lot better for heavier use and just grip, in my mind, unless you have very tiny, very thin hands. Nothing wrong with this one. This one's just a bit better. So, alright, let's close that up, get that out of the way. So the blade itself, again, stainless steel, which for a beginner is probably the way to go. I love my carbon steel blades, but for a pocket knife, something you're going to be carrying in your pocket close to your body with high humidity as a result, stainless is obviously the way to go. That's why almost all of your pocket knives and folders are out of stainless. Nothing wrong with that. Again, like the Scout knife, this one's serrated. Exact same serrations over half the blade. See there, it's got Gerber and the little Bear Grylls signature there. Dual thumb studs on either side there, so it doesn't matter if you're a lefty or a righty. It's going to get the job done. A lot of people complain about the color of these, and as I've stated before, it's a little gaudy, but who cares if it's in your pocket? Doesn't matter. And if you drop this thing out in the woods or something like that, you're hopefully going to be able to find or see this thing. You're using it on your fishing trip, standing in a stream, and for some reason you drop it. Well, I'm going to see this a lot better than a tactical black one if I need to pick the thing up again. And believe me, I've dropped many a knife in my day. Not too often, but still it happens. But that's fine. It has the very excellent rubberized grip on it, which I think is probably the biggest selling point of these blades, other than the price point and affordability. That rubberized grip is tremendous. Love that on such a low-cost blade. Wet, sweaty, bloody, whatever in the heck this thing may be, it's going to grip. Got a lanyard hole here on the back, which, I don't know if you necessarily need a lanyard hole on a folding blade, but still, it's there. So, if you got a little loop of paracord or what have you on this thing and want to attach it to your belt with carabiner or to your gear pack, something like that, is fine. As I've said before, I am not a huge fan of serrated blades. I've carried plenty of them, like them, they're fine, but for general everyday use, if you're going to use and beat the blade, I prefer the plain edge, just overall. But hey, not a huge deal. That's fine. Whatever you like. I've carried serrateds, everyday carry, probably just as much as I have plain edges. It's not a problem. Not really. Other specifics on this one. The jimping is not out on the blade like it was on the little Scout knife. It's just back here on the plastic grip part. So you can see that there. There's your jimping, nothing up on the blade. So I kind of like that better. Probably going to hold in your hand a little better. A little bit. I don't use jimping. I just don't. Your lock here on the back is nice and secure. You're not going to accidentally hit that. And any kind of use, though I have to say I'm not opposed to the liner locks. I've carried a lot of liner locks and carry one today. But this is fine. This is a better option here on the back side, in my opinion, overall, compared to the liner locks. A little bit more expensive, but for this price, hey, what can you say? No wobble on the blade at all, no wiggle at all. Very sturdy. Now, being a folder, I'm not going to baton with this thing or anything like that, but for everyday use, it's great. A little bit big for standard pocket carry. If you got some big cargo pants and all that, it's fine. It's going to be okay. For standard pocket carry, this one's the way to go in Scout. But obviously this is the sheath knife, so it's got a sheath with it. So, Cordura, durable. Nothing terribly fancy, but well made overall. Obviously has the Bear Grylls signature and all of the little bling on it there and the blaze orange, but not terrible overall. The back side here, your standard little belt loop here, like so. But if you want to, carry it horizontally, you've got these little loops right there, so you can carry it on your belt this way as opposed to this way if you want to. The Velcro snap on the top. That's going to hold it fairly securely, okay? For everyday use. I don't know if I would necessarily carry it this way on my belt in the woods. Probably it's going to be okay depending on which way you carry it, but this on my left side, something like that, walking through the woods, is probably not going to catch anything. It's going to roll off this side. If I carried it this way on my right hip, I might worry about catching something, open it up accidentally and have the knife drop out, but probably not. This is fine. Works very, very well overall. Fits in there very well. Either way you want to carry it, up or down or whatnot, it's going to get the job done. Again, basic Velcro, nothing fancy, but hey, it's good enough. So, reasonably small, compact. Like I said, 5.3 ounces overall. That ain't bad for a knife this size. So, opens easily with the dual thumb studs, no problems at all. Fits the grip, nice and full. Very, very nice. Could you use this for some very, very light batoning? Sure, absolutely. I've carried this some, not a heck of a lot compared to, say, my Spyderco's, but I've carried enough to say I like it. Again, you heard my complaints about serrated blades and all that. It's not really a complaint, it's more of a personal preference. So, whatever you think does well, it's going to be fine. You're going to be happy with it. Like the rest of the Bear Grylls line, it does come with this little Priorities of Survival individual little guide here that you can refer to. Put that in your pack, put it in your little Altoids kit, whatever you got, as a reminder if you're not into bushcraft or basic survival skills and you end up out in the woods or by a stream when you're fishing a herd or after dark, something like that, and you need a refresher. Not bad. That's perfectly fine. Not going to complain about that at all. So, there you have it. The folding sheath knife by Gerber in the Bear Grylls line. I like it. I like it a lot for a basic, kind of, maybe not everyday carry, but, well, if you're belt carrying, it's perfect. It's perfectly fine. No problems at all. But for a general field use blade for 25 bucks, I have no problem with it at all. Like I said, I've used it. I've got better, higher end stuff, but for low price, this is fine. If you don't know if you're going to carry a knife a lot or don't really want to spend a lot of money on one, nothing wrong with it. And like I've said before, the entire Bear Grylls line is fantastic for people starting out in bushcraft or just general knife carry. Get them started, guys. Buy them something at Walmart for cheap or your big box stores. That's not a bad thing. This is fine for the price point. It's quite good for the price point, I think. So, there you have it. MD Prepper, out.